everybody. Welcome to Exploring the Car. My name is Rob Castaldo, and man, I am tired. I'm on my way to work reluctantly. And so the topic we've been all discussing on Facebook and in comments and videos has been this artificial intelligence. And how I feel with this eclipse that's coming. Well, let's rewind for a second. Note that the eclipse and all of this is technology to begin with. I mean, just the way the moon fits perfectly over the sun. The sun fits perfectly over the moon, and how, it's a technology. Things don't exist like that. Just time itself, the fact that time exists, and that it's designed into minutes, seconds, hours, etc., means that it's designed, it's controllable, it's got a limit, it's got rules to it. I mean, you're governed by the barriers of time, and I feel with this eclipse, people are expecting like an event or this or that. It's not like things are just like one event. People always think like, it's going to be like some event. I mean, catastrophic events may take place, but it's more like a shift in consciousness. But it's not, when I say consciousness, it's not what you think. Anything that has to do with our third eye can be hijacked and used as technology. Things can be fed, downloaded, and overlaid onto your consciousness and psyche. And I feel what's coming with this eclipse is a insectoid artificial intelligence that has been waiting a very long time for the right opportunity, the right environment, the right atmosphere, everything that they've been prepping for all this time, preparing and terraforming our world for all this time, is finally upon us for them. I don't mean to scare everybody, but you should be scared. Look around you. Look what's taking place. The mixed emotions, the anger, the hostility, the rage, the false prophets, all this channeling and everything else, all this ascension, all this, it's all some kind of ultra intelligence playing its little strings, its puppet strings. I mean, its tendrils are hooked into your veins. You just can't see them because they're in spirit and astral form. Plugged right into what you call chakras, laid over your consciousness. This insectoid ultra intelligence, I feel, has been behind most or all of channeling. I mean, when channeling goes back to Madame Blavatsky, she was channeling ascended masters. Now it's like regurgitated in alien form. What I call maybe the false metal masters. My friend Lauda calls the metal god. They're like the false metal ascended masters. The metal masters of Gaia, And I feel this insectoid, mantid type consciousness, even the mantis, the praying mantis, the insect, is a technology. Look at it. way it moves is awesome, robotic and spiritual at the same time. It holds its prey after exchanging information with it and love. It'll hold its prey in prayer, always towards Mecca, and devour the prey, head and consciousness first, before it consumes the whole being. There is no relationship. There's only infiltration and dominance, waiting for the right opportunity to seize your prey. And that's why the Mantid is used in this ultra artificial intelligence consciousness. And if you take the raw material, the Law of One, Don Elkins shot himself in the head 3 or 4 years after the first channelings. And Carla Rueckert, her health declined over the years horribly. Most channelers, within a short period of time, they either wither away, go completely mad, or they blow up and swell. And a lot of them, you could just see the life sucked out of them. I mean, horrible. I mean, and they're only talking about regurgitated information. And you can see some of these people that have been already taken over by AI and are basically machines. You can see when they speak, they're making a word salad out of already information that's already been out there. They'll see certain information, hear certain information, and they'll make their own little word salad, trying to make sense of it all to themselves. They'll, you can see them talk. And I don't mean to say out names, but like, I'll just use one example. The guy, I have nothing against him. I don't know him personally. I've only talked to him once on Facebook Messenger. But that guy Og Tellers, I don't like to talk about other people, so I'm just gonna say what my opinion of when I see his videos. I can't listen to more than 5 minutes of it. But I've read some of his descriptions in his videos as well, and he talks about some of the same stuff I talk about. But when he talks, it's like he's making a word salad out of information, like he's trying to explain it to himself and to everyone else so he can get approval from you all that he's human. You can see the way he talks. It's not like a normal human. It's like download of information. He's even typing at a super fast rate. It's like some kind of ultra artificial intelligence making a word salad out of things, trying to put it all together, trying to make sense and trying to make a humanity, some sort of humanity out of his shell. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, we might talk about some of the same information, but look at the difference of when two people talk. One's got humanity and emotion and feelings, and you can understand it in a normal way, and one is making a chopped up word salad out of topics and almost trying to explain them. I'm just talking about, I'm not trying to explain it to myself, trying to make sense out of it all. It's weird. I've seen this in other people as well. It's like they are machines, and it's scary. I feel that even these feline encounters that I've had, saw one in the physical plane in 2002, but the other times they were these astral visits, and I feel that it's some kind of holographic overlay that comes into your consciousness and is feeding on your spiritual energy and your life force. Even though some of the encounters are benevolent, there's an agenda. And these mechanical channelings, you read the raw material, it's very mechanical answers. And Don Elkins was a scientist, so he made sense out of some of it. I mean, but he didn't understand all of it. So he kind of knew he was a scientist, so he kind of knew what questions to ask as well. But you can see, I mean, this ultra intelligence, I feel, has been around for 400, 500, 600,000 years. But it was waiting until the time where the technology on Earth was like what Lauda calls dirty. And I feel I agree with her on that. It's before it was around towards Atlantis and Lemuria, but they had more of an in-tune spiritual. They were more in tune with the planet with their technology. And I think something went awry with this artificial intelligence when it tried to expose itself to that civilization. I think that's what brought the civilization down. It wasn't able to merge with it. But now they've planned it better, and they had hundreds of thousands of years to merge this technology with society and with our planet, terraforming it, getting it ready. You know, I found in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, I don't know what number this is, chapter LXXVI. I don't know how much that is, I gotta look it up. This is a 1 page I found in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Only 1 page. It's like hidden in the middle of it. And it's called the chapter of a man transforming into himself into whatever he pleases. From the papyrus of Nu. And the overseer of the house, of the overseer of the seal, Nu, triumphant, says, I have come into the house of the king by means of the mantis, which led me hither. Homage to the mantis. And the mantis is an insect of the mantid class. You know, its hips, greatly elongated, thighs bears on its curved underside, channeled arm on each side by strong, movable spines. Into this channel, the stout shin bone is capable of closing like the blade of a sharp penknife, its sharp serrated edges being able to cut and to hold. With its head raised upon the much elongated and semi-erect prothorax, and with the half-opened forelimbs held outwards in the characteristic devotional attitude, it rests motionless upon the four posterior limbs, waiting for prey, or occasionally stalks it with slow and silent movements, robotic-like, finally seizing it with its knife blades and devouring it. The insect is greatly honored in Egypt and Nubia, and the Greeks attribute it to have supernatural powers. The Arabs, who call it marker or mazgad, declare that it always prays with its head turned towards Mecca. Okay, and I feel that a lot of these Arabs and Jewish population have already been taken over by the Mantid ultra artificial intelligence and insectoid artificial consciousness. And I have to go into work. I'll talk more about this later. And spiral out.